Hi guys, this is Erica from Gokche Capital. Now before I begin, be sure to click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. One sunny afternoon, Brad Lancaster took a handsaw to the curb in front of his house. Why was Brad defacing public property? We'll find out at the end of this video. But first, do you capture rainwater on your property? If not, you should. And in today's video, we have the top things you need to know about rainwater harvesting. Number 1. What is rainwater harvesting? Rainwater harvesting is the collection and storage of rain for use. Rainwater is often collected for irrigation purposes, but it may also be used to supply indoor household water needs as well. Number 2. Is rainwater clean? Rainwater is typically very safe for irrigation as long as you are not near a chemical plant or an area of high pollution. However, if you plan to drink rainwater yourself, you should filter it first. Number 3. Is rainwater harvesting legal? The short answer is yes. There are no federal laws that restrict rainwater harvesting, and most states will allow their residents to collect rainwater freely. Having said this, some states do have regulations about the amount of rainwater you can collect, so be sure to check with your local jurisdiction before proceeding with your project. Number 4. What are the benefits of rainwater harvesting? Well, rainwater is relatively clean and, of course, free. It's environmentally responsible and promotes self-sufficiency. Rainwater harvesting conserves water and can be better for landscape irrigation and gardens because it isn't chlorinated. Finally, rainwater harvesting can reduce stormwater runoff and in turn solve drainage issues. Number 5. What are the downsides of rainwater harvesting? Well, rainwater is not always reliable, especially in arid climates. A rainwater harvesting system will require some maintenance and can be expensive to set up if you plan to drink your rainwater. And depending on the surfaces over which the water runs, it can become contaminated, which is why it is, again, generally recommended that you filter rainwater before you drink it. And number 6, what are the components of a rainwater harvesting system? Most systems collect rainwater from your roof, and the components of a roof collection system include the roof itself along with its gutters, a gutter screen, a rainwater tank or barrel, a tank screen, a water level indicator, a pump, and a filtration system. Having said this, not all rainwater collection systems involve a roof, which brings us back to Brad Lancaster. In 1998, Brad bought a handsaw and used it to carve 6 illegal curb cuts into the sidewalk in front of his Tucson home. Why? Well, by Brad's estimate, his 1-mile stretch of residential road drained enough water to annually irrigate 400 desert fruit trees, including mesquite, palo verde, and hackberry. Did he have permission to hack into the city sidewalk? No, but his efforts went unpunished long enough for his trees to transform his small stretch of sterile streetscape into an inviting green passageway. Though the city may not have taken note of Brad's guerrilla gardening, his neighbors did, and it wasn't long before they too wanted trees in front of their homes. And so Brad began a crusade to legalize the practice. It took him 3 years to get his curb cuts legalized, for when the city engineers first heard about them, they were not pleased. The streets were for draining water, not gardening, and that was that. Yet Brad was not so easily dissuaded, and he was more than willing to engage in a bit of bureaucratic footwork to realize his vision. His crusade eventually led him to a sympathetic city hydrologist who convinced city authorities that Brad's stormwater-fed trees would not cause problems. In fact, the shade from Brad's trees may even extend the life of the asphalt by lowering the temperatures it is exposed to in the summer. So Brad's curb cuts lost their outlaw status and became respectable components of the residential street. But this was just the beginning for Brad. Today, he works with communities around Tucson who want to shade and beautify their streets using rainwater runoff. So, if you ever find yourself admiring a mesquite tree while walking down Tucson's streets, you may have Brad to thank. And if he can make a desert sidewalk bloom, imagine what you can do in your backyard. So do you have any plans for a rainwater harvesting system? Let us know in the comments. Did you like this video? You're going to love our Gokce Land Due Diligence program. We'll make you a land due diligence expert in just 7 days. Check it out at gokcecapital.com/glad. And while you're at our website, don't forget to explore our $1 down listings at gokcecapital.com/listings. Finally, don't hesitate to reach out. You can email, call, or text, and we will respond as soon as possible. So thank you for listening, and more to come.